Hi, I'm Caitlin Tohill, and for my art project, I chose contemporary artist Kehinde Wiley. So for the deep dive portion of the videos, I'm going to be analyzing Kehinde Wiley's 2008 painting Femme Piquee par un Serpent. So this piece of work is so different than many of Wiley's other work because of its symbolization of vulnerability and sensuality, as opposed to Wiley's normal themes of power and strength. Wiley's appropriation of Femme Piquee par un Serpent elaborates on the painting's original controversy of depicting sexuality in art. The 1847 original piece depicted a woman writhing and contorting her body after being bitten by a venomous snake, which many viewed as sexual and erotic rather than agonizing. In this version, the 2008 version, each contour of the man's body and clothing exudes intimacy in an untraditional way. Instead of portraying this masculine presenting man as powerful and domineering, he is positioned in a vulnerable and feminine way. Starting at the bottom half of the man's body, his legs are crossed in a more feminine or conservative way, and his pants are loosely falling down on one side while his shirt is riding up on the other side, which is revealing a sliver of his skin. Continuing upwards, he gently grips the bed's frame, and I also noticed that his lips were kind of sensually parted and he had a really relaxed expression on his face. So I thought each of these pieces really furthered the idea that this man is being portrayed in a more feminine light while he's laying on the bed in an exposed, almost peaceful or vulnerable way. And lastly, the bright white of the bed sheets and the dainty flowers that cover the painting's background and even some of the foreground really could all be symbolic of virginity, which is typically a construct more heavily enforced on women, which is why it's so interesting that this more masculine man who's wearing hip-hop garb is being presented in this way. So each of these strategic elements in Femme Piquee par un Serpent deconstructs the stereotypical narrative that Black men are expected to be fiercely dominant in the bedroom and alludes to the idea that they could take on a more vulnerable role. While this message differs from the themes that Wiley normally conveys in his art, it still aligns with his mission of breaking down age-old stereotypes that niche communities of people face. As Wiley became a more seasoned artist, he commissioned less art featuring domineering or masculine men and expressed more feminine themes. This piece was really an entry point for dabbling in these themes because a few years later, Wiley would start incorporating women in his paintings. Thank you.